pick number 14, after just one spot down, trading down with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers so the Bucs could go up and take a tackle, San Francisco had their pick of the litter, basically. What did they want? Did they want a receiver? Did they want a defensive lineman? The 49ers are going to keep their dominant defensive line and the machine and the train rolling because they have picked Javon Kinlaw of South Carolina. A little bit more raw than Derek Brown, but some people would argue that he might actually end up being the better player down the road because he has the physical tools you just can't teach. He's actually a lot like, to me, a DeForest Buckner, who they traded for this pick at number 14 and doesn't cost you the money. Now, is he exactly the player right now that Buckner is? No, not necessarily, but he could definitely develop into being that player. This guy is really like high-waisted with long arms. Doesn't look like chubby like Derek Brown. He looks more like a DN, but in a D tackle's big body. Some people compare him to Richard Seymour out there. He could play probably in the 3-4 DN or a D tackle, and he'll probably play inside for San Francisco. This just gives him another weapon on the defensive line. He's strong. He's feisty. He's got those long arms and a nice inside move in the pass rush. I expect early in his career he won't play as much in pass rushing situations, but I think he'll play a lot on the early downs and get a pass rush from first and second down for San Francisco. They wanted to maintain that dominant pass rush, that dominant front four, and the 49ers are going to do that with this pick. I think Kinlaw was a top 10 talent in this draft, and they get him here at number 14. And they pick up a 4th round pick in the process. So this was an excellent move, an excellent pick. I thought they might go receiver here. I was maybe a little wrong there, but I knew that defensive line maintained a high priority for John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. And as long as they have that offense with Kyle Shanahan coaching it, they're fine on that side of the ball. Let's keep that defense going at a premier pace like it was last year with Nick Bosa, Armstead, D Ford, and now Kinlaw. This is a stud unit once again and probably still the best D-line in the league. So San Francisco with Javon Kinlaw of South Carolina, a beast in the middle of their defensive line. Brandon Aiyuk at pick number 25. The San Francisco 49ers trade up 6 spots from 31 to get their receiver. We thought that they might go receiver earlier in the draft. They said, no, sirree, we're going to go defensive line with Kinlaw. And Brandon Aiyuk is the choice from Arizona State, being the second straight year that Arizona State has put a receiver in the first round after N'Keal Harry went in the first round to the New England Patriots last year. Aiyuk is, I would say, a different type of receiver from Harry. He has a little bit more speed to him. He's a little bit more of a route runner. He's not as physical as N'Keal Harry is, but he's more of like a get the ball in my hands and let's make a play. Similar to Deebo Samuel in a way. Not like amazing speed down the field, but quick, good route runner. He could play slot. He could play outside, primarily outside. He was a punt returner in his college career. He's really good versus man coverage because of his quickness and can separate. So I think that's something that the 49ers needed, a receiver that can use his quick feet and his quickness to beat people one-on-one. And that's going to give the 49ers another guy that can run routes and kind of put everywhere in their offense, but can also return punts. And maybe this is the type of guy that they were looking for Dante Pettis to be, because this is a similar profile. A receiver in college, great punt returner. Kyle Shanahan loves these type of players because he knows that if he can get the ball in these guys' hands, he can create a play. And with Kyle Shanahan, he can get just about any receiver in the league open. It's just a matter of what you're going to do with the ball when you get it. And that's what he loves about George Kittle. That's what he loves about Deebo Samuel. And that's what he's going to love about Aiyuk, who has great long limbs. He's pretty tall. I don't want to say he's like 6 foot. Let me check to be sure. He's 6 foot, but he looks taller. He looks like he's like 6'3". He has really long legs, really long arms. He doesn't necessarily look on tape as a guy that's going to be like a contested catch guy, but he, like I said, just fits the mold of what the 49ers really like at the receiver position, and we knew this was a need for them, especially after not re-signing Emmanuel Sanders. So I like this. 49ers have another young playmaker on offense to make plays for them. A West Coast guy going to a West Coast team, ASU receiver Aiyuk to the San Francisco 49ers, fitting into Kyle Shanahan's offense in 2020.